Hello. We are
Hi.
live.
Yes, and I think we're live also on Instagram. Can you see?
Yes, we're live. I can't see you on Instagram. Oh, yes, now I do. I'm going to join you now. Hold
Okay.
on. So I'm joining there. And for everybody that's on, tell us how is the sound
1 second.
and
I need
how
to
it.
fix something here on Instagram. Here we go. Yes. Gali say yes. View request. Go live with Gali. Here we go.
I'm he-
Okay. Hi, Christoph. I don't hear you on Instagram.
There's a
Yeah.
big
Now.
loop, right?
Sorry.
Wait, there's a big delay, right? Arjun, are you hearing that as well?
No.
No. Okay, so we're all on track now.
There's definitely a delay on Instagram.
Okay, so yeah, so here's what I'd like to do. Abba, let's go off of Instagram. It's not going to work to do both right now.
Hi, Instagram.
Okay, so off of an Instagram. Okay, Christoph, do you hear a delay? Okay, okay, so good. So now we are just live on here. There was a bit of a technical thing, and now we are ready to rock and roll. Perfect.
Okay.
All
So we
right.
are on. What are
So
we talking about today?
we are
First of all,
on.
hi,
We're actually,
Arjuna.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We're here
Hi.
with Arjuna. Finally, we made it happen to have Arjuna on. It's been a long time coming that we've been trying to make it happen. Arjuna is a long-term student and member of the GP family, really. And it's just really nice to have you on. And actually, the subject for today, Arjuna brought up. And so soon, Arjuna, I'll let you take it away. But the general subject is time. People feel like they don't have time. Time is against them. Time is slipping away. Time is getting in the way of them making money. Time is in the way of them having time with their family. Time is like the biggest opponent, and it's the one thing that you're always losing. So the whole thing, Arjuna was saying it should be called like the Time Wars, basically like Star Wars, but the Time Wars. And I love that. So that's the topic. Arjuna, I'll let you take it away. And again, thank you for joining us.
Just
Thank you
maybe
for
one
having me.
second before. Just
Yeah.
Curtis said that the sound great on YouTube, so we don't have a problem with sound. And Christoph say no delay, so I think we're okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, we're good.
Cool. Yeah. So, if I look at everything where I've made a tragic mistake, or I've in school, for example, where I've done really badly on like a test or something like that, and I'll write down like, hey, this worked, this is bad, this is bad. And the one thing I can always circle is time, or a lack of time, or time came into the equation and made me do this. It's really difficult, and I think for a lot of people, when you sit back and you look and you play Monday morning quarterback and you're like, oh, damn, time was involved in all these things. Why is it that the moment time got introduced, suddenly I made a rush decision that I would have never made before? And so my question is, how do you not be an effective time in your decision making?
So the first thing is when you feel that you are pressed for time, you need to realize that what you need to do is to know that there is a lie. Your job is to find the lie. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say that I'm driving the car and all of a sudden there's no time. I'm always making an accident, always having an accident, almost having an accident, and I'm pressed for time. Yes. So first of all, I need to know that there is a lie. Now, at the moment of an accident, you basically, or almost an accident, you act instinctively and you do what you need to do. Yes. But the problem is always before. So if you could slow down time, if you could look at that and say, okay, fine, what don't I see? You'll see that you'll be able to handle the situation. The moment of an accident, it's very difficult because you're already too late. You did not do what you should have done before.
Yeah.
So when you are pressed on time, you need to know that you have an indication here that you left many, many things unhandled. Many things unhandled. When it is like when you can do nothing about it, it is a relationship between things that you did not do, open cycles, and urgency. So at the beginning, you have nothing that you did not do, and there's very little urgency in your life. You just born, very little urgency. Nothing is urgent. Maybe the only thing that's urgent is to eat. Yes. As you
Yeah.
progress in life, you see that there is more things that you did not do, and there is more urgency. So if you need to go to the restroom and you delay it, 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 the urgency become more and more and more and more, and at one point there's nothing. It's going out wherever you are. Yes, the
Yeah.
urgency is like the shit hit the fan. The same thing in life.
But
The
Exactly.
same thing in business. You delay, 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 delay. Eventually, it will explode.
Mm, it's a
Eventually, it
great
will
analogy.
explode. So when you actually feel that you cannot handle it anymore, you cannot hold it, it's going out of control, it means that for a long time you did not handle what you should have handled. And the indication, the insanity is that you think that you don't have time to do things. And that's why you don't have them. It's actually because you don't do the things you don't have time. So it's not that you don't have
oh,
time, so you don't do things. It is you don't do things, and so you don't have time. So the handling is always to get into action. Don't think, don't worry, don't feel, don't nothing. Get into action. And in that case, any action is better than no action. Go into action. And of course, the more the action is based on principles and not on feeling, the better the result will be. So the deterioration will be that you'll see that when a person, the more a person operates on feelings and the less he operates on principles, the worse he will get. The more the person operates on feelings and the less he operates on principles, the worse he will get. And the worse he will get, the more he will delay.
mm,
So, in order for you to operate, in order for you to do things, you start to see that you don't handle things. What you need to know is you don't know the principles. If you delay your inbox, you have something that you cannot confront with those items in the inbox, which means you don't know the principles of how to handle things. There is something that hidden for you, and so you operate based on feelings and not based on principle. The principles say if you touch it, you will know what to do it. The
yeah.
actual principle is that if you will be able to look at something enough, it will not affect you. Something that you fully confront cannot affect you negatively. So anything that affects you negatively is something that you are unwilling to look at, and the end result is that it ends up in an emergency that leads usually to a disaster
Mm,
because it's too late. Too many open cycles. And every time you live an open cycle, you substitute the principle with the fake reality. You start to blame. You make a decision. I don't have time because of A. Now, since A did not solve the problem, you took on a lie, a fake reality. And then you don't have time again, and you said, because B did not do that. So you take another fake reality, and then you say, because Mr. C is a bad person, and you start to find fault with him. And the more you find fault with the environment, the more you make the environment your enemy, and instead of the environment helping you, it goes against you. So you really have to realize that once you start to get emergency, once you start to see the thing do not go well, you delayed for too long. And why do you delay? Because you don't have the principles, and the dwindling spiral, the bad things that happen is that if you don't have the principle, you will adopt fake reality. How do you know that you have a principle or you adopted fake reality? If you adopted fake reality, the problem become bigger, and if you operate on the principle, the problem becomes smaller. It reduces. It becomes easier.
Mm.
Got it. Yeah, amazing. And that was a
Oh,
lot. That was a big answer.
no, it's
Yeah,
fascinating.
very good.
I think so based on that, I think the other consideration I've always had is I want to do this on my time. So like if somebody, for example, gives a call and says, and this is a particular parent, you need to drop everything you're doing right now and show up at my doorstep and take me to my doctor's appointment and blah 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 blah. And you're like, well, I'm finishing something right now. I'll do it in 2 hours or 3 hours, and I'm putting it. I feel in that sense, I'm putting it. I'm prioritizing my time and saying, hey, I'll do this when I'm free. And they're like, no, 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 the world will come to an end. And so you more or less give in to that barking dog. You stop doing like what you're doing, and then you go and you attend to that because you think, if I don't have to listen to that voice anymore, at least then I can just do what I need to do, with a clear head and get things done correctly. How do you, or even in school sometimes, you're happily doing a test and you're like, all right, this is good. Then the teacher whispers in your ear, 10 more minutes. And you're like, and you start freaking out because now it's you against the clock versus what you want to do at your pace. How do you kind of control that?
Okay. So there is something that called noise. uh, and technical people know about the noise to signal ratio. And you need to keep the noise that will be way, way below the signal, because otherwise you will not see the signal. In real life, what happened is there are all kind of noises that try to get you off the target. Okay, so you have a target, and the way that you should operate is you have a target, the target, not what you want, not what you feel, not anything. The target that you want to achieve, define what you will do. And you, as a person, should fall in love with what you need to do in order to achieve the target. Okay? Now, the enemy of this is noise. Now, there are specific number of or type of noises that can happen. And if you don't know them, you will not recognize them as a noise, and you will get into doubt. Should I do it or shouldn't I do it? The moment that you get into doubt, you stop. I'll explain to you what do I mean. Let's say that you drive, everything is okay, and then you don't know, should I turn left or right? You slow down and eventually you stop until you get enough data to decide, should I go left or should I go right? Yes. So anything that bring you to doubt will slow you down and eventually kill you. Yes. If you get stuck in a doubt, you will die. So what you need to do is to have a very clear definition in your head of what are the main type of noises. And there are 59 type of noises, and there are 20 major ones. You need to know at least the 20 by heart. So when you see the noise, you categorize it as a noise. And so you don't have anything, no doubt, this is noise. It's like when you see poison, if you can categorize it as a poison, there's no question, am I going to drink it or not? Even if it looks nice. So once you know that this is poison, you will not have a question, should I do it? Is she right? Is she not right? You don't even take the call. You don't even take the call because you know it's a poison. You don't take it and you try the poison. It's a poison.
Right.
You don't touch it. but you need to know that it's poison because most poison have sugar in them. So it tastes nice and they have color and it looks nice. And usually the color is blonde. So, so, so you need to recognize
Uh,
poison from the real thing, yes? So when you see poison, if you know this is noise, you will not touch it, you will not have any doubt, and it will not interfere with you at all. The reason noise can stop you, can interfere with you, is because you don't know for 100 billion% it's noise, and it is like, okay, a barking dog there said something, so there was a barking dog, so what? You don't give it any attention, so you have your full focus on the target, you achieve the target, and you can separate. Actually, anything in life is in the ability to separate. And if you can separate, this is the target, this is not the target, you will progress. If you separate, this is the target, this is noise, you will progress. Every time you failed, lack of time is actually an indication of an inability to separate, because separation give clear definition, and so you know what contribute and what is an enemy, who is your friends and who are your enemy, who assist you in going towards your target and who stops you. So it's very easy because you have a clear definition. This guy is a friend, not a problem. This guy assists me, this action assists me, so I do it. This action stop me, so I'm not doing it. If a person tried to lose weight, what happened is that when he see food at night, he he lose the ability to separate between his knowingness that this food will make him fat, and that he wants to get slim, to the beauty of the food. So he thinks that the beauty of the food is what important, is the target. So he mix between the target and how the food looks. But if you can separate it and say, no, the target is what I'm after, the food is just noise, it's poison. If you can actually separate, he will never touch the food at night. So any problem you ever had is because you failed to correctly separate the good from the bad, the contributing factors from the stopping factors, the correct action from the incorrect action, the profitable deal from the not profitable deal. You couldn't separate it correctly, and so you lost.
wow. Yeah, that's so true. Um, okay. And in terms of, so 59 different noises that are around every day that deviates one from their target. That's nuts. Makes sense.
Yeah, you need to learn them.
And
If you don't know them, you'll be the effect. Anything that you don't know will affect you negatively. Something that you actually know and can confront cannot hurt you. So you don't know that it's actually noise. You don't understand it's noise. You think you're doing something really good. You're going towards, you're taking your son to the hospital, and it's very urgent to take him to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, there is a barking dog, and you love dogs. So you stop to handle the barking dogs because you know that something bad happening to the dogs. It's insane because you don't understand that the dogs are just noise. And then it can get even worse because now you got to see that the dogs are being treated not correctly, and you're trying to now find who is to blame. And you go and you do a whole investigation, and who is to blame. Your son is in the ambulance waiting for you to come back. He's dying, but you're handling the barking dog. Your son is the business. The barking dog is the customer that says something that you don't like, or the alcohol that you want to drink, or an argument, or some kind of supplier that give you a hard time and you don't know how to handle. You don't actually know the truth, the actual principles to apply. So you're all day long dealing with noise. And by the end of the day, by the end of the week, if you look back, you say, I was extremely busy, but I didn't progress. The ambulance is still standing there with my son. My son is the business.
It's great. Yeah.
So if so, say you want to prioritize time, like for whatever reason, say I did an essay for school or something, it was always the night before that I would do my bestest work. Somebody would give me, hey, this isn't due for like 3 months. And you're like, okay, great. And I should get started on it. And for whatever reason, you're like, well, 3 months. So I put it out in the future that, 3 months, I'll get all this other stuff done in the meantime. But it's always the night before. So is there
You didn't,
some,
there's one thing, you didn't do anything in between. You didn't produce any result in the 3 months. If you're waiting for the last moment, you had 3 months of no results. And in the last night, you may be able to remember what you supposedly learned, but you didn't learn. You memorized something.
yeah.
You cannot actually, it's not logical for a person to learn by just reading something overnight and going and putting it in an exam. You don't know, because learning is a way of learning better ways to do things. So you need to do them. If you didn't do them and just memorize them, you didn't learn. You just become a good parrot. And the reason and what happened in the last 3 months, why you needed to wait for the 3 months, because you didn't have a target in mind. You didn't start with this is the target and this is what needs to be done. And I'm going to fall in love with what needs to be done because I wanted the target.
Yeah.
You knew that there is a target, but you didn't define it as your target. And what you've done instead, for as long as you don't have a target, that you define that you what needs to be done and you fall in love with it, for as long as you don't do it, the only thing that you can see is noise. You will not be able to separate the importance from the non-importance, and you will have 3 months of someone bullying you, or you bullying someone, or you arguing, or you fighting, or you sleeping, or eating, or doing something that do not contribute, don't take you closer to where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. I think the only other thing with time is sometimes it seems like, should you wait before you do something? For instance, like, um, you with airlines, I don't know if this still applies or not, but it would be like, hey, a week before the flight's going out, they drop the price, right? Should you then purchase your ticket then, or the moment you want to go on a trip? I get the idea of acting fast and being like, sweet, purchase my ticket, don't have to worry about that, it's closed, we're still on track. Versus, I could have saved like a couple $100 by waiting like a week before and then getting it. And people always say, well, why don't you just wait until you're closer to the date for this or that, and then you can save significantly. How
What's the
and then
target?
you feel
What
weird
what's the
because
target? The answer is again, what's the target? If the target is to buy a plane ticket at the cheapest possible price, then what I need to do is to find out what is the exact moment that I should buy, set up a task that will tell me to do that at that moment. And in between that, from now, let's say it's within 3 months, it's a close cycle because I have a target with a trigger that tell me to do that. And then at that moment, I operate on the trigger and operate when the trigger tell me to do it, not a second later, not a second before. I do it when the trigger say, okay, go. I purchase the ticket and beautiful, because I have a target. I want to buy a ticket at the cheapest price. What do I need to do to find when is the best time to purchase, from which supplier? How do I set up the target that will remind me to do that? that will be totally independent of me needing to think about it. So for me, it's a closed cycle. I've done what needs to be done. It's all done right now. I set up the target. Everything is done. There's nothing for me to do.
Mm.
It's like if I need to build an engine, and the last thing that I need to do is to tighten the last screw on the top on the block of the engine. I don't start to tighten it up now because I know, but I know I need a working engine, and I need to do this, and this is the last thing. And I have a specific action. I first do that, then do that, then do that, then do that. So it's not a delay. It's actually the correct sequence. I be able to separate the actions. When do I need to do them? Not all actions I need to do now. All actions need to be done when they are most correctly or most efficiently will progress me towards my target. So what is an action? Action is something that I do that in the most efficient way and most effective way will forward me towards the target. It's not just do it now. It's like because then you don't separate. Everything is now.
Right. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it makes total sense. And I guess if the target is to buy a plane ticket, then price would just be something that'd be irrelevant in that in itself because the target was to buy a plane ticket, not
Yeah, but if it's
necessarily.
to buy plane ticket at the best price, not a problem. So the best price is to buy it 72.356 hours and 7 minutes from the date of the flight. So I have a task for that, and the system will tell me, call now, and it will tell me, call now, and I'm calling now, and I'm closing the deal at that moment, not before. And it's totally okay because I don't have to think about it. It's not an open cycle all this time because I have a target. I have a trigger that tells me this is when you're going to do it. And the trigger is independent of my attention. I know I don't need to put attention on it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It can be done by putting it as a calendar item. It can be done by using it as time maker. It can be done even on a paper system. I had a paper system way before computers that made sure that what I needed to be done will be done on time. I will not explain it right now, but I had a whole system that moved everything I need to do. Like it was this what I need to do within a week from now. And by the end of the day, I will move it down one tray. Now, this is 6 days from now, and this is 5 days from now, 1 day from now. And the next morning, I take it, and this is what I need to do today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did you?
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
And just, I have two more kind of quick questions to ask, but given the fact that, you know, everybody kind of starts off in life, something happens, you kind of have a setback, you have a setback. How do you put blinders on your own time stream? And what I mean by that is like, you look over and then you see like, a friend that you were in high school with, and then you're like, you're doing what with your life? You're making how much money? Oh, I'm here. Great. Now I got to make some hasty decisions so that I can be from where I am to match with you. How do you, and I get that you sort of alluded to noise and barking dogs, but is there any exercises someone can do to just like hone in on this is my time stream, one step at a time, and just do what I'm doing without what's my neighbor
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. There's few things that you need to do. Number one, there's no such thing as a setback.
Okay.
Whatever happened, happened, and it's in the past. And what you will do next has to do with present time. If you consider it a setback, you will think, oh, I failed. And if you consider it, this is just another piece of data in the game, then it's not a problem. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Um, Most people, if I'll come to them and I'll tell them, from tomorrow, around your neighborhood, there will be cobras and lions and the tigers. They will think that the environment is really dangerous and they will not go out of their house and life will be difficult for them. Yes. But you know that there are some people that are born in Africa that all around there are snakes and cobras and lions and whatever. And this is the normal thing. This is where they live and it's not a problem. So it is not that the environment is dangerous, it is that you consider it dangerous. You consider it as a setback. Lions. For them, lions are not dangerous. They're actually helping them to hunt because the lions are really good hunters. So they're following the lions and they're hunting before the lions hunting. They're better hunters. So they're helping to find the prey. It's not a setback. It's like, this is how I build, this is the environment, so it's not a problem. So if you consider the environment dangerous environment, or there's a setback, it is a setback, and you will need to be right, so you will become less able because you have a setback. A setback, when someone say I had a setback, is just an excuse not to be as powerful.
Mm.
But in reality is, whatever comes my way, beautiful. Not a problem. Not a problem. Ah, this happened. No problem. Probably the most important two words in the universe is no problem. I lost a hand. Not a problem. I lost a wife. It's even better.
Uh,
So it's really just your viewpoint. One person would say, I lost a hand and it's the end of the universe because now I cannot play guitar. Man, he cannot play guitar. So what? He can do 50,000 other things. It's really, it's really, if you think that something is a problem, you will look for problems in the environment to justify why you are not able to get results. But the magic is that if you're not looking for justification in the environment for why you cannot do things, all of a sudden you will never lose a hand. You will never lose anything. If you are losing, it's because you looked for justification in the environment. The employees are bad. The market is difficult. I work hard. I need to double click. This is this. You look for things in the environment to justify your own sins, because really nothing is a setback. You look at people in the middle of Africa, don't have water, don't have food, they need to hunt, they live in between snakes, they like no condition, like their life is really, from my viewpoint or from a Western person viewpoint, is challenging. But for them, it's not challenging at all because this is how they're born and this is the normal condition of the game. So when that something becomes challenging, when you decide that something in the environment is an enemy, that something in the environment is difficult. So how does it work? You first have a consideration of your own, that you say, whoa, I'm tired. Now you find something in the environment that tells you why you are tired. Oh, because I didn't eat, or because it's difficult to go to the gym, or because I have a lot of emails. Do you understand? There is really nothing that is a setback or a challenge or anything. Anything that's happened is okay, no problem. No problem. If you will, even automatically, even if you will force yourself to have a reaction for anything, someone cut you in the street, no problem. Someone tell you, you are a son of a bitch. You say, good, which kind of a bitch? A white bitch. You just play, you don't understand English. Yes. You just make a joke of it. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Whatever they say, they tell me, you're a dirty Jew. I said, thank you for telling me. I'll go and take a shower. It's not a problem. I can solve the problem.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And by the way, Ashley said this is so good. Wow, love this. Ashley said, "Wow, love the part on setback." Curtis said, "Wow." Christoph said, "Smash the like button to feed the algorithm and spread the wisdom. Let's make sure more people see this. It's what the world needs right now," which is very true.
Christoph, you're
Yes, if you're watching
amazing.
this, yes, yes,
I
very
really love
amazing.
this guy.
Christoph
He's
is,
like so amazing. Every day, every interaction with him is more amazing than the earlier one. One of the most
yeah,
amazing guy I know.
yeah, true, true, true. And yeah, very true. And then he also, Christoph said, the past is the past, and the past no longer exists. Nalisa sent heart eyes for GP, and there were some other really great comments. So I just wanted to touch on that. But yes, the setback was amazing. But on Arjuna's point, I wanted to ask, what about that situation though, where you're looking and you're doing your thing, but you see somebody else doing great stuff. So it's not that you consider it a setback, but you go, whoa, they're doing so amazing. How come I'm not?
Okay. So how come you're not? Because you're not.
Meaning what?
What is a cell phone? It's a cell phone. What is a microphone?
Okay.
It's a microphone. Now, if you start to go
Okay.
into, oh, let me figure out why I'm not that, now you put your attention on why you're not
Yeah.
instead of on your target. You're not because you're not.
Hmm.
It is as simple as that. The target is not there. So what you need to do, just push the target higher and higher and higher. And before you know that, it will be, you'll do better than anyone else.
Hmm.
In what you set up as a target. And if you would check, you will see that you need to set up the target and operate from the target backward. Most people don't. How do I know? Take everything you've done in the past 3 months. How many action actually contributed to your target and how many action were just a waste of time, warming the air? You had to do it.
Yeah.
And I had to answer this email. I had to reply to this WhatsApp. I had to. It didn't actually progress. So instead of handling, hey guys, I'm not handling or not answering WhatsApp. If you send me I'm not doing that. And you write it once, and if need be, you block people and you say, well, I'm not using phones. I'm not answering phones. Or this is the only lines that I'm using. Emails and maybe WhatsApp, nothing else. Not Instagram, not this, not this. And you give the Instagram to someone else to handle and you hire someone and you start to handle things. You're not just doing things that you have to do, you handle them. And what does it mean you handle? If you have a big target, you need to start to have people that are doing the work for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How? You achieve your own targets so you can give it to someone else. You can show him how to achieve target. But if you did not achieve your own targets, you cannot get someone else to do it for you because you actually proved that you don't know. So how can you manage someone when you don't know how to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Arjuna, did that answer that for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Part of it is a very bittersweet pill to swallow, but yeah. Yeah. It does. And I think on the my last question is just on the flip of that. What holds you back? Everybody always go, well, and you've done a great job in past seminars explaining about goal setting and, New Year's being right around the corner. It's so for people to a lot of people have, hey, I'd like to have more time to do this particular goal or that goal or what have you. When it comes to setting up your targets for the next year, how do you prioritize, this is the most out of like 10 targets that I make on a list that I really want to do or I really want to achieve, and I know it's going to take up like half the year by the time I achieve it, and then I got like 6 months left to run through the other nine? Or do you just do, hey, you know what, the easiest thing to do every year, achieve one major target?
No,
How do you?
you take the targets, you make the targets. What do you want to have? So what does it mean? How do I do it? First of all, I write, what do I want to have? What do I want to have? What do I want to have? I want to have this and this and this and this and this and this and that. Okay, this is my target to have all of that. Okay. Now, what do I need to do to have all of that? And you start to do what you need to do. Now, what is the most important things to do? You'll see that there are things that you must do, things that should be done, things that nice if they will be done, and things that are trivial. So you really need to decide what it is, and you first of all do the things that must be done. And all the rest, you decide not touching them. And you will see that you'll start to get those things because when you decide, I want to have this, and I want to have that, and I want to have that, and I want to have that, this is your target. This is what I want to have, is the target. And then I define what I need to do. And then I decide what I need to become, what I'm going to love. When you become someone, I become a husband because I love my wife. This is the beingness, yes? So if I'm becoming a business owner, I love my business. I love the business. What does it mean? I love the business. I love the action of selling, of delivering, of helping the client, of blah, blah, blah. This is the things that I love. So you define what you need to have, what you want to have, then what you need to do, and then to become this thing, you have to love it. You have to fall in love more than you loved being in love with a girl at the age of 16. Your biggest love should be the current love. And what is the current love? What I need to do. Your biggest love must be what you're doing right now. What I'm doing right now is my biggest love. I love doing this interview more than anything else in the universe. Otherwise, I will do something else. So your biggest love should be what you do. But this thing that you do must be something that actually is planned to bring about a specific target, because otherwise you will do things that are useless. If you do what you love and not you love what you need to do in order to achieve the target, you will do all the wrong things. If you do what you love, you'll do all the wrong things. You will fail and fail and fail, because what you need to do is, or what you need to love is the things that you need to do to achieve the target. Most of the people do the things that they love. They love to eat, so they get fat. They love to drink, so they get drunk. They love to be right, so they fight, so they stay alone. They love to listen to their own insanities, so they become lonely and useless, and they never improve. You don't do what you feel. You don't do what you love. You fall in love with what you need to do. Big difference.
Yeah, yeah. If I want to lose weight, it's like, okay, how many months do I have to suffer until I can, put
No,
on this pair of jeans?
if I want to lose weight, I fall in love with being hungry. There is never been a better feeling than being hungry, because I create my own feelings. I'm not a slave to my feelings. So if I'm in holiday and I'm eating a lot, wonderful. This is what I want. I want now, my target is I'm in holiday and I want to eat a lot, because my target right now is to, I don't know, have the sensation of sugar. But I'm deciding this is for 1 week. I decided. And tomorrow I decide, no, from now on, I decided my target is to lose 2 kilos, and I want to increase my muscle weight by 1 kilo. So what's happening from today is I'm falling in love with eating only proteins, only. Anything that resemble carbs is disgusting. I see it and I'm like, whoa, I can vomit when I see sugar. Understand?
Wow, I've never thought about loving that aspect of it like that. Like it's always been like, oh, why do all the things I like suck with pain? Here we go, and then I muddle through it. But not I can appreciate loving
I
all
go
the
to the
many.
gym. I fall in love with this 100 kilo bench press. I fall in love with that, with this pain. And people think pain is bad. The truth is, you don't have enough pain. But that's a different cycle. That's a different issue.
Okay.
Amazing, amazing. And also Jenna said, love that. And Christoph said, what I'm doing right now, I'm watching this live stream and I love it. And he also said, falling in love with what I need to do, destroyed every barrier in front of me. Yeah,
Wow.
amazing.
So smart. So smart.
Yeah. So smart and very, very true. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. Yeah, amazing.
So there's no setback because I just need to do what I need to do in order to achieve the target. So if I lost a hand and now I need to do everything with one hand, not a problem.
Yeah.
And love not having a hand as well. Like
Of
love
course,
just
it's beautiful. Yes, just wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense also because otherwise the person's doing things half half out while being fully physically there. So you're always half out of what you're currently in. So it's like you're half in, half in, half out on everything, as
Yeah.
opposed to
Exactly.
this is I'm all in here right now on this. Yeah. And Eva here said, yes, really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't have time, you need to start being more active, but not just active, like based on what you want to do. So, because if it will be based on what I want to do, I will smoke more weed, maybe. It's action, yes? But that's nonsense, yes? You need to do what's the target. And that's what I need to do. And I need to be more active in those things that will get me closer to the target, not what I feel. And everyone around will tell you, but I don't feel like it. I don't like it. I don't feel it. It's difficult. It's not nice. Whatever. Feelings. I'm a slave. I'm a slave to my feeling. I'm a slave to my feeling. It's like I have a car, like my feeling is like my car. I have a car and now the car tell me where we're going. I don't drive the car. The car tell me where we're going. I go into the car and the car tell me now we're going to New York, but I don't have anything to do in New York. No, we're going to New York.
Hmm.
That's when you follow your feelings. And everyone are slave to their feelings. They're feeling bad and they destroy a week in a relationship because they're feeling bad. What's the target? The target is to have good relationship. So you're feeling bad, you say, hey, feeling, you are I am the boss, not you. So get in line and so you don't have a week of destroyed relationship.
Hmm.
Because what's the target? The target is good relationship. If you want to kill your wife, of course, you can do something else and you can have bad feelings or whatever. Yes, if you want a bad relationship, not a problem. If you want to suffer and that's the target, you might enjoy it, not a problem, but just at least name it. I want a bad relationship for a week. So let me find what do I need to do to destroy it. It's very simple. Just become a wife.
Oh man.
Uh, yeah, makes sense though. I get it. It's key. People
Yeah.
really don't have that concept at all of they create their own feelings and the feelings are not them and the feelings lead you astray. And if you just follow your feelings, it's like following the car. It's amazing.
It's really amazing. People really a slave to their feelings, a slave to what they want, a slave to what they consider that they love. Oh, but I love doing it. Does it bring you closer to your target? No, so stop loving it.
Mm,
Love is
yeah,
not an accident of birth. It's not, you
yeah,
control it.
yeah. Ashley said this concept makes a lot of people angry. And it's interesting, yeah, because it's so different. It goes so against what everybody's learned.
Yeah, no problem. We have a Prozac for that. And probably anger
Exactly.
is better than where they are right now. They're probably right now at apathy. So anger is better. They improved. So
Yeah,
acknowledge the
true.
improvement.
That's a
Because
good
right
point.
now they're in apathy. They're left to their feelings. So they're definitely in apathy. So they're
Mm,
angry. We improve their life. Good. Continue to make them angry. They somehow will become antagonistic and slowly they will become conservative and they will get into a strong interest and eventually they will start to live in enthusiasm.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Amazing.
Good.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Arjuna, do you have any other questions as we near the end, or any final ones that kind of came up?
I just want to actually thank Mir. He's mentioned this on a couple of webinars and things in the past, so it's not new information. But one of the things he's always said is, do what's right in front of you. As you know, and then now I can apply this to the target, but just do what's in front of you. If you're gonna go get coffee, just get the coffee. My biggest thing, and you know, others may relate to this. I get the coffee, I go, and then it's like, oh, here's five other barking dogs. And I'm like, well, I might as well just do all this in the meantime, finish that off because I have to do it anyway. But let me
Because
try
you
and finish
don't
that
get the
off.
coffee. You
By,
didn't get the coffee. It
or it's
wasn't you,
cold.
it was a machine.
Yeah.
You did not get the coffee. It was an automatic machine. You didn't put the cup there. You didn't do that. It's an automatic machine. If you check backward and I ask you, did you put the sugar in or not? You will not be even to be specifically remember. Did you do that or not? Where did you put you don't remember because you did not do it.
100%. My wife gets so angry with me for that. Did you lock the garage door? Yes. And it's not. But yes.
And I
But
don't
that.
even have a garage.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, but thank you. That one step in front of me has really, really, it's such a simple piece of advice. And yet it's amazing how it gets forgotten on a day to day basis. But the moment you bring it back into play, it solves a lot of things.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just thank you.
Very welcome. Yeah, of course.
yeah, very, very powerful. This was amazing.
Great. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Arjuna, it's so great to finally have you on. Thank you for taking
Yeah,
out the
so
time
nice
of your
to
day
see
to
you.
join.
And I love
Yeah,
Thanks for
the I
having me.
love the posters
Honor.
on the wall.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so cool.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Arjuna, you didn't tell us what you do, like, or what you want.
Oh,
Yeah, what is the dream?
yeah, so Mir's the
Mm,
only one that really knows this, but like I had a comic book company that I started up years ago, right? And stuff happened and I kind of put it on the back burner. But this last little bit, and this is why whoever's not on the business class should come back to the business class or join the business class. I've rekindled my love for what I do, so I'm back with my passion, and I've got my targets for my comic book company, how I want to approach it, what's different with it, and it's all thanks to Mir, working with Mir, what he's taught me, and everything, and that's why I'm just more happier. My beard used to be down to here, now it's up to here, so something's doing right.
I love it.
amazing. Wow. Wow, that's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
so awesome, Arjuna.
Good to see
Ashley
you,
Thanks,
also said,
guys.
Arjuna.
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so
Thank you,
good to see
everyone.
you.
Guys.
And
Yeah.
Gali, I love you.
Thanks, guys.
Mwah.
Mwah. Love you. Mwah. Thank you, Abba. Mwah. Bye. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you
Bye.
so, so much.
See
Bye.